the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix! Alright, welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. I'm Isaac, and with me as always is my fearless co-host Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
So I thought for like 20 minutes how I could sum this movie up in like one sentence. And the best, I don't know if this is brilliant or the dumbest thing anyone's ever said, but the subtitle I give this one is Out of Your Memes and Into Your Car. And honestly, that's really all I've got. We can end the review.
I'm very curious to hear your take on the movie and what that means.
Man, I don't know. This one's gonna suck. I don't even want to bog it down. Usually we don't start the episodes right into the movie stuff. Usually we talk about horse shit or clitorises or whatever for the first couple minutes, but I don't even want to waste fucking time. This is a suppository. Let's shove it up our asses and get it over with. Do the thing. Christ's sake.
We are the Bowels of Netflix. We exist on the internet. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're gonna be on TikTok soon. I just have to figure out how to glue googly eyes onto my dick and film it before we can get on TikTok.
You're right. Your mouth is writing a lot of checks that your ass can't cash on that TikTok thing.
It's tickle talk. It's great. It's ticky talk. It's the best. Yeah, we love it. To the moon, stonks. We're gonna get there.
I was going to. It's funny you say that. I was going to have this. We're recording on Saturday. I was going to have my review finished on Thursday, but I ended up reading about Dogecoin for 4 hours, and then signed up for 2 different cryptocurrency accounts and spent 6 hours learning how to do it. Which is why we're not recording this a day earlier.
Investing's been an interesting week. I haphazardly bought 25 shares of AMC in December. Just like, the pandemic will be over. They'll probably go up to like $5 a share. And now it's like on the verge of GameStop stock where it's like, oh fuck, man. This I could make 10 grand off of this $50 investment, depending on how things go. It's it's weird.
I am jumping into crypto hard right now.
Yeah,
Doge. Soon as the check clears, I'm fucking jumping right in with money I don't have to spend. So
yeah, don't spend what you aren't willing to lose. It's like going to a casino. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's good. All right. So also, rate and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Hide your grandmother's medication until she downloads and listens to the goddamn podcast. Because Grandma should be on board with the Bowels of goddamn Netflix. Mm-hmm. She's been sitting on her laurels for too fucking long. She needs to goddamn download and subscribe. Yeah,
being the matriarch of a family is no longer a pass for free taking of her medicine.
No, yeah.
She's gotta earn it.
You can go ahead and take a hammer and smash up her china closet. Do whatever you need to do. Fuck Grandma. Fuck her shit. If she's not listening...
Hammer was smashing up her china closet and not literally any part of her body.
I was going to say, you could break her arthritic fingers. They're already, barely hanging on.
Please don't treat your grandmother the way Isaac treats his wife.
She's alive.
Well, I didn't ask yet. Don't spoil it.
What? Okay, so we're 2 old friends who hate each other who review movies. What movie are you discussing this week?
It's Paul Blart Mall Cop. It's Paul Blart Mall Cop. Out of your memes and into your car. That's all I've got. That's my best joke.
Was that an Oscar, or was it a Best Picture contender for the Oscars?
Yeah, it lost out to fucking Titanic. I think it won some Razzies. I don't remember. I'll have to go.
I'm curious, Paul, because do you know what year this movie came out? I'm curious what it was up against for the actual Oscar winner.
Paul Blart came out in 2009, same year I graduated high school.
2009. Fuck, what was the Best Picture that year? I don't even know.
I could not begin to tell you, and I didn't look.
Yeah.
I'm not looking it up. I don't know why you're just staring at me.
I don't have any info.
It didn't win.
No, well, it was runner-up. It was second place, obviously.
Look, it came in at a strong 69th. Fucking, I don't even we're just gonna start. fucking Paul Blart Mall Cop, currently on IMDb, it holds a 5.2 out of 10, so about Bowles average.
Yeah, that's okay.
Now, the tomato meter for this movie, we've got critically, the tomato meter is 34%. So, wrong. Pretty much, nothing, no surprise to any human being on the planet. And the audience score is 43%. So, a little close. So, pretty much everybody had the same feeling about Paul Blart Mall Cop, more or less. Now, you may be familiar with it more so than normal because of the overabundance of memes related to Paul Blart Mall Cop on the internet.
There have been a few memes, yes.
Like, all you have to do is put Paul Blart meme into Google and images, and you'll see just a hellish collection of nightmares. So, much like B-Movie, this is one of those things that somehow spawned a generation of memes around it. And B-Movie, as Isaac reviewed that a while ago now, I think it was before we got to the 20 episodes.
Like 2018, a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, it was like episode 17 or 19, I believe. So that one, that's a fucking strange-ass, ridiculous nightmare of a movie.
It's really bizarre.
This one's a little more tame. Something about the poster of the original, the unmemed poster of, Paul Blart Mall Cop with him on a segway, aggressively charging towards the camera, screaming, on the segway. Something about that, like, really, set people up for, I don't know, ludicrousness. My favorite, I'm not going to go into all of them because really there's just so many. You could really my God, the internet is full of them. My personal favorite that made me laugh, and I'm not going to describe the picture, but I'm going to give you the words so you can look it up so you can know what the hell why I laughed at it. Frequently they change the name to other words, and my favorite is Plop Blop Fart Mart. And it's just a picture with, like, I don't know, he's got mouths instead of eyes, he's wearing a Nazi fucking band, he's got little blue things down. I don't know. The internet, like, somehow, this is one of those things that just memes totally push to the moon, like stonks. But yeah, right, like that's really it. Like, I think that gave us a false sense that this was going to be way more impactful of a movie than it actually is, because it's nothing. It's nothing. You're going to be very disappointed. If you've never seen this and only know it from the memes, you're going to be very disappointed. Yeah,
my cultural relevance of the movie was just terrible. Kevin James is fat and he's on a Segway, and mall cops are ridiculous.
Hey, guess what? You've just, and this is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. You've just described the literal entire plot of Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Ouch.
Guess what? Stings. Never gets deeper than that.
Oh.
I don't usually bother with this, but I want to quickly point out the director, Steve Carr. Some of the things he has directed besides Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Titanic, Goodfellas.
Dr. Dolittle 2.
Oh,
Daddy
God.
Daycare.
Oh.
And something you'll be familiar with, Isaac, and I am immensely familiar with. He directed one of the segments of Movie 43, quite possibly the worst movie ever made.
Right, that fucking movie. Forgot about that.
I don't think anything has made me quite as angry as Movie 43, but that's a story for another day. Paul Blart. A couple things that are a little weird about this. Now, where is it? I'm a little shocked about. I don't know why. I guess this critically. I mean, you heard critically, it's nothing special. And now it didn't. It's not panned as one of the worst movies ever, but the estimated budget for this movie was $26 million. Isaac, how much do you think was the cumulative worldwide gross?
Oh, I'm going to assume it's low. 26 million budget. I'll say 10 million gross.
$183 million.
Oh shit!
This made a literal fuck ton of money.
God damn!
And that really
I was not expecting that.
That really explains why there's a Paul Blart 2. I think that something about this just appealed to the. I think there's this. You and I don't focus on it because we're young. I'm going to say Bohemians, even though that's absolutely not correct. But that's why.
We're too fat to be Bohemians. Come on.
But like, I think there is a certain never-ending hunger for like the family movie that the mom, dad, and the kids can go see on a Friday night. That really pushed this, because the USA gross was 146 million, and then worldwide it made another 40 million. So worldwide it did still far better than its budget. But even the opening weekend in USA was 31 million, so it made its money back day one, basically.
And I think because what I've heard anecdotally is like it sort of had maybe not like a full appeal, but like I'd pay to go see this movie. I'm happy I saw this movie, and like my mother-in-law saw this movie in theaters and enjoyed it. And like it's not in her top 10 or anything. It's like it's not a great movie, but like this looks fun.
In much the same way, this is not in my lowest 10 by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah,
it is not.
That seems fair.
It is not good at all. But that said, given the context of Bowels of Netflix, it's almost fine. Like it's almost like whatever, you know.
Does it have a cogent story? Like from beginning to end? And
that, because of the fucking shit we goddamn watch on this stupid show, it like, I think it, like, if every movie starts at 0, you jump up to a 1 instantly if your story just goes from beginning to end with, like, no plot holes. And I mean, this has some dumb moments of plot stupidity, but, like, it's coherent. And that... I'm just so relieved at coherence. That helps a lot. But yeah, definitely not good, but I was expecting a lot worse. And probably because of the memes. So, I mean, that's going to be on me. But yeah.
That's interesting how culture has sort of shaped the perception of the movie.
Yeah.
Because like neither of us had ever seen it. We knew about it, obviously, since it came out. And we had our preconceptions about it. Mm-hmm. And they're probably wrong, honestly, right? I would say.
Yeah, I would say the preconceptions I had about No, I mean, I predicted the overall... Well, you just did too. We both predicted the overall plot beats pretty quickly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I was expecting far more worthy of the memes, I guess. Far more worthy of the insanity that is the internet's perception of it. Like B-Movie, for example. But B-Movie delivered... Because B-Movie is a fucking mess.
Okay, yeah.
If you go back and listen to Isaac's B-Movie review, that thing is fucking insane. That movie.
Jerry Seinfeld stuck his dick in a beehive. What's the deal?
Goddamn ridiculous. Whereas this movie just sucks. Like it just sucks. It's not horrible. It just sucks.
Right. It's a serviceable prostitute.
Right. And okay,
sex worker. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, again, and this will be the last time I really talk about the memes around it, but this kind of, it sort of poisoned the well of Google reviews as well. So the Google reviews were saying, like, this is a movie, they were all fucking clearly, like, internet comedy reviews. So I'm not going to, there's no point in going into that. The one I did see that I wanted to bring up, Dustin Williams from 2 months ago, and I quote, "The ginger had no booty. Don't see this movie. Trust me, there is no booty at all. The only reason I go to movies is to see some booty, but there was nothing there. Disappointing! I expected more." And this is the line why I put this. I expected more out of a Kevin James movie. Because Kevin James is known for having, like, scantily clad women asses just all over the place.
Yeah, I guess that's
Kevin
true.
Kevin James just walks into a room, 4 women on his arm, asses all over the place, you know. So yeah.
Kevin James and Drake are basically the same person.
I think Drake is the mask that Kevin James wears.
No, they probably literally are the same person, right?
Yeah. Now, here's the real question. Is, I almost called him Paul Blart. Is Kevin James Drake in blackface, or is Drake Kevin James in whiteface?
Neither of them are black.
Oh, thank you for waiting until I had a mouthful of Red Bull to do that. Oh, man.
Oh.
Local New Jersey man found dead, beaten to death by Drake. So before we begin the review, Isaac, I have one question. Do you think Paul Blart is going to save the mall or the world?
I hope the mall and not the world.
So you're saying the mall?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Does he save the world? Come on, no.
All right, I see little need to delay the inevitable. As it opens, I did not realize until now that this was a Happy Madison movie. So your boy Adam Sandler is responsible for this in some way, shape, or form. Now, I'll give him credit. He's not listed anywhere in this. So he was probably in one meeting where they were like, we got this great idea, and we're going to put Kevin James in a white suit and throw him around a mall. And Sandler's like, looking, I assume he's in the back looking at a Playboy centerfold going like, uh-huh. So, yeah. But it is Happy Madison. That is Sandler's production company that was, all the Sandler movies. Many of which are horrendously bad, by the way.
This is true. Occasionally good, though.
Yeah, I mean, I have nostalgia for, like, Big Daddy, which is definitely a terrible movie, but I saw it enough that it's, like,
it's fun.
I kind of enjoy it. Yeah.
Have you seen Little Nicky?
Yes. My first girlfriend, it was her favorite movie, so we watched it a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty funny, yeah.
Okay.
Most of his older stuff, like his late 90s, early aughts stuff, is okay.
It holds up to a certain extent.
It's dumb, but you can watch it.
Exactly, yeah. It's not a groundbreaking cinema, but it's entertaining.
Once it hit the 2010s, everything he made just basically went entirely downhill until Uncut Gems. So there's a lot. Apparently, three different Happy Madison movies are on the list of the worst movies of all time.
That's funny.
Some of which are on Netflix, so they'll probably show up in the show in some way or another eventually.
Yeah, I've been waiting to pull the plug on like Ridiculous 6 or
Ridiculous
whatever.
6 is the one that is. I think that was I don't want to say Netflix original.
I think it was.
It wasn't an original. Okay,
I think so.
Netflix is involved, so it's gonna always be there, and that's one of the ones. Like, it's on the list of worst movies of all time. But that, I don't know. For me, that just seems like it's. I want to save. That's got to be saved for something special. One of us is definitely gonna do it eventually. But it's not going to be for me like an off-the-cuff pick. Like, I'm saving it for a day.
A rainy day.
It's kind of, we're basically playing cat and mouse because I know we've both seen it. I know we both want to give it to the other. It's just a matter of who's going to pull the trigger first.
Once the next pandemic starts, then we'll pull the trigger.
Well, is the first pandemic ever going to end? Me wonders. So we open on the New Jersey State Police Training Facility. So shout out to New Jersey boy Isaac Early.
Hell yeah.
We see a bunch
don't have hills.
We see a bunch of recruits, including a fat, small, mustachioed Kebby James, in line with other, much larger and fitter men. We had a close-up of him running towards the camera with noticeable sweat beneath his floppy man titties and belly button. So right away, we at least know what we're in for. Fat jokes, sweat jokes, and dumb sight gags.
I like it already.
Great. Yeah. I'm going to call you a lot of awful names in the course of this review, because I hated everything about this.
Well, yeah, that's fully deserved.
So you should prepare yourself for that.
I inserted Kevin James into your throat.
You did. Now, I started it with International Assassin. There's more to that title, but I don't give a shit. So
Memoirs, something.
True Memoirs of International Assassin.
There we go.
It. So this is only fair.
It's your turn to suffer.
And suffer I did. Despite being very out of shape and a clumsy-looking fool, Blart performs admirably and blows through the physical test with lightning speed. However, at the end of the line, he suddenly falls unconscious and begins sleeping an inch away from the finish line. Before I can wonder if somehow I missed the fact that Paul Blart Mall Cop was somehow about a narcoleptic, we cut to the dinner table with Blart, his daughter, and his mother, where Blart tells us that his cross to bear is called hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a lack of blood sugar. Usually comes along with diabetes.
Yeah.
So when Blart doesn't have enough sugar, he passes out. Science alert! While hypoglycemia can make you pass out, that is a serious medical concern and is usually one step away from being put into an actual coma. Passing out regularly from it day to day is of deep, deep medical concern. Just throwing it out there because I think Paul Blart is legally dead for a good third of this movie. And yeah, by the way, I know usually when we have bigger recognizable actors, we use their names, but their real names, like Kevin James, for example. When life hands you a name like Blart, you don't fucking not use that. I mean, he is Paul Blart. That's just, it's too perfect.
I almost can't look at a picture of Kevin James and not think Paul Blart.
Yeah, again, the memes have really solidified that one for me. It's such a... That's his iconic character.
It's a fat name. It sounds fat. Like, right, just synesthesia. Yeah. Paul Blart sounds like a fat fucking guy on a segway, like tucking his shirt into his goddamn khakis.
It's the perfect name for this character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So credit where it's due for whoever decided on that name. So at the table, we start in with the fat jokes right away when Mom asks Paul if he wants pie, and we got shtick about wanting pie right now after he first denies it. He's like, no, I don't want any pie. But no, Ma, seriously, get the pie right now. Blart rambles on about his failure and life, and he rambles about peanut butter as he spreads peanut butter over his pie slice, softly whispering, "Go away, pain," while he's like fucking cramming peanut butter and pie down his throat, which is horrifying.
Yeah. That's not healthy.
Yeah, fucking. Blart's mom and daughter both tell him they don't want to see him go through another holiday alone. Blart goes off on a tangent about the mall. So let's dig right now into the crux of the whole movie right here, since we start right away. The whole joke of Paul Blart Mall Cop is that Paul Blart takes his job of being a mall cop way too seriously. That's it. That's the joke. Much like Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, can I take your order? This movie is one note, and the note is Paul Blart is like, pretends it's, I would say, quote unquote, a real job. To all our mall cop listeners out there, thank you for your service, I guess. But like, he treats it as if he's in the army. That's the joke. It's, I mean, what do you do with that? We'll get into it more later, but that's it. So that, just imagine that the whole time, that every time Paul Blart is talking about the mall or at the mall or is alive, he's treating it like it's the most important job on planet Earth.
Yeah. It's a joke without legs.
No.
This is another example of this should have been an SNL sketch. And you could have handled this in 5 to 7 minutes, and it would have been fine.
We'll go into a little bit later exactly what this character should have been, but I've got a whole bit about that.
Okay.
So Blart is ranting about the security of the mall when his daughter reminds him that, apparently 1 year ago, Blart agreed that if he didn't have a girlfriend by Christmas, he would let her sign him up for PerfectMatch.com. For those interested, PerfectMatch.com does exist, and it is the saddest dating site I have ever seen. Don't go there. I probably have a virus now. And I don't mean a computer virus. It's syphilis. I got syphilis. You piece of shit, Isaac.
I apologize for nothing.
You dog-faced pony soldier. Motherfucking piece of shit. You leg-breaking Jesuit. You cock-barreled light fixture. Fucking brain-dead slug man. So
I didn't do anything wrong.
You fucking piece of shit. So Blart gives up and lets his mother and daughter set up a dating profile for him. He lets his mother and daughter set up a dating profile for him. That's
a recipe for a win.
They talk about his ex-wife, who we see a picture of. She is an extremely heavy Spanish woman, and we see a photo of her and Blart riding a donkey. Daughter mentions that her mother married Blart for a green card to get citizenship status and then promptly abandoned the family. I suppose at some point she popped out the daughter, but I'm not going to try to piece together the timeline of Paul Blart Mall Cop because I'll have to blow my brains out afterwards.
Seriously, what the fuck?
The daughter says she hates her mother, and we literally never discuss the mother again. It's a very weird choice to even just make him a single dad and like don't explain it. I don't understand why we need this. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Just have the mom be dead.
I think they really wanted the picture of the super heavy Spanish woman and Paul Blart on a donkey, and they were like, that was something they could not get rid of. Like, that wasn't going on the cutting room floor.
When it's on the table of Happy Madison Productions,
Fuck.
They're not going to cut that.
Blart's mother makes him a dating profile of his very own, including in a self-made music video Blart made of him dancing both with and without his segway. Speaking of his Segway, we see Blart the next morning hop on his Segway and head out of the garage towards the mall. The mall has a name, but fuck that, I don't care. We see Blart scoot around the mall in his Segway, the epitome of a sad sack loser. Oh, I forgot to write this down. He runs over a dog on his way to the mall and like looks kind of like oopsie, but never stops to, he kills a dog on his way to the mall.
You don't kill a dog. That number one rule of movies, do not kill the dog.
Yeah.
Never kill the dog.
What a segway is, by the way, it's a fucking piece of technology that was never cool. And it's like a hoverboard with a stick going up to like a handle. It's like an exercise bike with the least amount of materials you possibly need for it to resist. I don't know how to describe a Segway. I'm learning.
You basically stand on a platform and just drive around. And it was supposed to revolutionize, like, urban living. But I don't know if you know this, Mr. Larry. The inventor of the Segway died on a Segway.
Not the inventor. It was the guy who bought the company in England.
Oh, okay.
I brought that up later. But he, the guy who bought, like, he's like the biggest investor in Segway, was on a Segway and got out of the way of a woman walking the dog and backed up over a cliff and fell to his immediate and instant death.
Yep. That's I love that.
The Segway is the strangest and dumbest piece of technology that humanity has produced. And this movie is 85% Segway based. Paul Blart is on his Segway more times in the movie than he is off his Segway. That is not a joke. I bet if I lined up the times, it would be like 48 minutes of Segway and like 33 minutes off Segway.
Jesus, this movie was just shilling for fucking Segway.
That's most of his humor is Segway based.
This seriously was in the pocket of Big Segway. God damn it.
No, I don't care. They never say the word Segway, by the way.
No, they don't have to. You can eat a Big Mac on screen and not say it's a Big Mac, and you're still advertising for McDonald's. Come on.
Right. Well,
we all know.
I think it's an interesting choice that in a movie where, imagine like a movie starring Tony Hawk and they never say the word skateboard, for example. Because, like it or not, Paul Blart is the face of the Segway.
This is
and
true.
like I would call Tony Hawk the face of skateboarding. So imagine a Tony Hawk movie where he is a skateboarder and they never say the word skateboard. It would be
but
strange.
You still see him land a fucking sick 900.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yes. Why are you defending this?
He's got skills.
Tony Hawk or Paul Blart?
All of the above.
Okay. One of those things is true. So we see Blart scooting around the mall in a Segway, the epitome of a sad sack loser, when he scoots by a wig kiosk called Unbeweavable, which is maybe the only joke in this movie I at least chuckled at. It's incredibly stupid, but like, it's better than nothing.
It's a good pun.
It's when you're drowning in a milkshake machine, sometimes you gotta cling to whatever rope you can find. He shares a look with the wig girl, who we're going to call Wig Girl, because literally anyone in this movie not named Paul Blart gets no character of any value. Not that Paul Blart gets character of value, but it's really bad for everyone else. So while he and Wig Girl make eyes at one another, Blart smacks into the back of a minivan just in the middle of the mall. I would question this more if my local mall didn't frequently have cars and whatnot inside of it all the time. Never really understood it, but whatever. Blart makes a fool of himself, get used to me saying that, and falls on his fat, stupid ass off of his Segway. You boomerang swallowing mendicant. You fucking slap happy dildo merchant.
I apologize for nothing.
Donkey hoofed idiot. Fucking Jesus.
The donkey hooves are genetic. It's not my fault.
I can hear your cat yowling in the background, and I hope it's yowling at Paul Blart Mall Cop.
He's trying to fuck my wife. That's our relationship.
Well, I guess now's as good a time as any. How is your wife?
She's probably getting fucked by the cat. I mean, he's got his big old barb penis, and, I'm basically a cuck to my cat who fucks my wife on a regular basis.
Fascinating.
Yeah. It's how we do. Stonks. Hold to the moon.
Oh my god. Blart. Wow, fucking Blart goes into the security guard station. Inside, the other mall cops are in various states of sleeping or not giving a fuck, as the job of mall cop is fairly unimportant and unnecessary, which is the whole conceit of this movie. Blart uses the cameras to zoom in on Wig Girl and creepily watch her with his police officer mustache filling up his face like a urinal full of piss.
Jesus.
I don't know, leave me alone. Shut up, I'm drunk. One of the other guards asks Blart about some plan he submitted, and Blart outlines his ridiculous 10-point plan to reduce traffic flow. Because in case I didn't mention, the entire joke is that Paul Blart takes a lame job seriously. That's it. That's it. Why?
It's an important job. You have to keep them all safe.
Trilby wearing Madonna. You Seattle Seahawks shortstop.
The mall's got to be safe. Wait, Seattle Seahawks shortstop? Wait,
Shut
what
up.
did you just say?
Blart is introduced to a rookie who he is told to give the grand tour. The rookie is obviously pretty disinterested in the whole affair and seems genuinely bewildered that a man like Paul Blart could possibly exist. I feel a kinship to this man.
Yeah.
Blart tells him he's a 10-year veteran as they segue around the tunnels beneath the mall. Blart teaches the rookie the tricks of the trade. Being a mall cop in the world of Paul Blart consists of two major things. When approaching an assailant, you spin your segway around by your left hip and place your hand on your right hip as if you're reaching for a gun despite not having one. That and yelling. That's it. He rambles on and on and on and on and on, but like once again, it's all the same joke. The same fucking joke. You inarticulate cat boy. You mommy fart stealer. You actual Nazi sympathizer. We got a scene here where an old man on a scooter is driving super fast in the mall, and Blart, quote-unquote, pulls him over and does the mall equivalent of a police stop and gives him what must be a fake citation. The old man keeps attempting to drive off, and Blart has literally no ability nor authority to stop him in any way, eventually getting dragged along by the scooter as the old man leaves him in the dust. And that was the scene they put in, like, the trailer for Netflix, like when you hover over it in Netflix, for example. Because that's the thing they've got. That's the best thing they have.
It's the most action.
No, not quite,
dun, dun, dun.
but it's... Oh, God. Oh, this movie's so bad. Wait till he saves the fucking world. So...
He saves the world? What do you mean he saves the world?
How many missiles do you think are underneath this mall, Isaac?
What, Larry?
So we see...
No.
Don't shut the fuck... You fucking cock-ring mouth, boy. Shut your goddamn mouth. We see Blart repeatedly driving back and forth creepily by Unbelievable before engaging in uncomfortable conversation with Wig Girl. We get a shot centered directly on his unspeaking face for like 10 seconds as he waits in line with a dopey smile on his face. And I don't like just looking at him doing nothing. It's uncomfortable because he's like a human that shouldn't exist. Everything is wrong. He's all the wrong bits. So eventually she takes notice that he's been fucking staring at her, and he says that he wants to get some extensions for his sad white guy, fake cop MAGA hair. And before you get huffy at that, don't worry. I grow more bald with every passing day and will assuredly be having my own Paul Blart Wig Girl conversation any day now. Gonna get me a pompadour. Anywho...
Oh, just shave it, baby. Just shave it.
I already have been. She asks if he's the one who crashed into the van earlier. We pan cut to the van to see a big Paul Blart-sized dent in it, except the van's a different color. It was silver before, and now it's blue. So you had money on set for two different vans, and you couldn't check this twice.
Happy Madison Productions.
Anyway, more idiot banter with these two. She's not particularly interesting at this juncture, or any juncture. She calls him a security guard, and he launches into a rant about how the industry is arguing about whether or not the position is called security guard or security officer. Duh. One joke movie. Yep. A one-joke movie. That's two in a row, Early, you stupid fuck. You Christmas-time pussy flap. You brass-knuckle tit puncher. You fucking toothpick made of teenage spunk. You screen-licking, teenager-loving fuck. She gives him some fake hair. She sells him a wig, which he never actually puts on, by the way.
Why?
How do you have Kevin James in a Happy Madison movie essentially falling in love with a girl who sells wigs?
And he doesn't put on the wig?
You don't put Paul Blart in a wig at any point. I mean, that would not be funny. Don't get me wrong. I was not hoping for that. I'm just stunned that at no point they did not put him in a wig.
That's the obvious joke.
It's the easiest joke in the world.
It's not funny, but how do you miss that?
I just don't understand.
That's a layup. That's the whole defensive team is on the other side of the court, and you have the ball. How do you not slam dunk that? Come on.
I don't.
Jesus.
So he never puts on the fake hair, and he leaves head over heels in love with her. By the way, there's a fucking salesman from a pen store who's like Paul Blart's. He's like the fourth least antagonist to Paul Blart, because everyone in the world, he's the least important antagonist to Paul Blart, but he is one. And like, they wanted him to be more important in this movie, but I don't give a fuck. He's got this pen salesman who's a dickhead and who hates him and hits on Wig Girl. That's his whole story. Fuck it, I'm not bothering him anymore. Yeah, so, oh my God. So Blart gets called to Victoria. Seamus, stop licking your balls. Stop it.
Oh, sorry, that was me. I was licking my balls.
Oh no, I know the sound of this dog licking his balls because it's the bane of my existence. So Blart gets called to Victoria's Secret to resolve a dispute. Guess what the joke is?
He's too self-important.
You monkey-brained dunderhead.
I'm sorry.
You pederast apologist. You fucking milksop from farm country.
The little girls were asking for it.
End record. He takes it too seriously. Yes, that's the joke. Blart attempts to make a citizen's arrest, but of course they basically ignore him because he's just a guy. The issue here is two women arguing over the last bra of a certain size. One of them is a bigger woman, so Blart pulls her aside and tries to reason with her about being fat, giving her advice on eating healthier to fit into smaller bras, and that her skin is going to clear up. So she kicks the shit out of him while Blart begs Rookie for backup. Rookie obviously does not provide because this movie's insane.
Jesus.
This is not, I mean, it's just, I say it's insane. It's not insane. It's just stupid. But we'll get into that a little more later. So the mall is beginning to close. Blart creepily sees Wig Girl closing up shop on the cameras again and goes to halfway stalk her again while a shitty 80s love rock ballad plays. Eventually, he musters up the courage to offer her a lift on his Segway. So the two of them Segway their way through the mall, her in front and him behind, Titanic style.
Right.
This, like I said,
style.
This movie is heavily Segway based.
Seriously.
It's a single joke that they stretch to be through an entire movie. This Segway solves many plot issues for Paul Blart. So, and it's at this point when I'm looking at this when I realize that, like, Paul Blart, super serious mall cop on a Segway, would work as a side character, as an amusing diversion in an Adam Sandler movie.
Yes.
If Billy Madison knew the guy in the local mall who was Paul Blart, it would be fine. It would be dumb.
That makes sense.
I mean, Adam Sandler movies are dumb. They're dumb and fun.
Right.
Like, they're not meant to be the high art. But imagine you take a fucking side character in Adam Sandler. Like, Billy Madison's the one where he gets rich, right? No. Mr. Deeds is the one where he gets rich. There's I think it's Buscemi who has like the screwy eyes.
Yes.
So imagine you take that guy and made a whole movie about him, and that's Paul Blart. That's what he should have been. Was like a funny, quirky,
a 5
weirdo.
minute, exactly. 5 minute of screen time in a movie about an actual relatable person.
Exactly. It would not have been funny, but it like could have been another prop in a different movie that was like, sure. Yeah, okay, that's the... Oh, hey, doesn't that one have that guy who's like on a Segway?
You're fine. Or in Billy Madison, Chris Farley plays the school bus driver.
Yes, exactly. That character
who's like who's like down to smash with the teacher. And like, yeah, it's just a throwaway gag. It's kind of stupid. It's not all that funny.
That's pretty funny because Chris Farley is the god of comedy.
Oh, he's amazing. But yeah, like if you tried to make a whole movie out of a school bus driver who is just trying to fuck all the time, like it would just be ridiculous. It doesn't hold water for a movie.
Yeah, so like that was like this somehow I like just him and her on the Segway is when it solidified to me like that's what this was destined to be, and it missed greatness somewhere along the line.
And was this seriously sponsored by Segway?
No, I promise you, if it was sponsored by Segway, they would find a way to say the word Segway. There's no way that Segway gave them money and they did not say the word. And like, there's not a prominent logo. There is no way. If I was the fucking
product placement is a
Segway,
thing.
I assume Segway has a king. Yeah, okay. There's like product placement of like, oh, everybody's always drinking Coke or everybody's always drinking Pepsi.
Yeah.
But there's like, they don't show a logo and they don't say the name. There is no earthly way. If I am the president of Segway and I'm not dead, unlike the other real dumbass, that you don't have them at least say it.
But there's no Segway competitors. It's not like Coke versus Pepsi.
Yeah,
it's like Segway's the only
that's not how
Segway.
Business works. Okay, how many 45-year-old parents know what a Segway is actually called? Like, genuinely. Do you
Probably
think that
them.
is 100% brand recognition?
Yeah. They know it by the picture.
I don't know. I feel like there's no way that a company... Like, I don't see it. I just don't see it. You could be right, but
I'm curious. I wonder if we can dig up the info.
Maybe before the episode ends, maybe we can like pause recording and just look it up for 5 minutes and get back. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But because
I'm sure it's buried in.
Yeah, I can't like. There's just besides the fact they use it for so many gags, it's not like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a corporate placement.
Part of my theory is that like the timeline of like 2009 is like they were so desperate for Segway to be the next big thing. And they were like, oh, fuck, Kevin James. He's got a sitcom. We're going to make a Segway movie with Kevin James, and everyone's going to get on.
But why would it not be, like, presented by Segway? Why would they not? I don't know.
They were trying to be clever.
No, Isaac, no. No corporation is ever clever. That I work for one. I promise you. No corporation has ever once tried to be clever on purpose. They want you to know who they are, so you give them their money.
I like Coke.
You bring up... Kane? Me too. You bring up an interesting point, but I really don't think you're right, unfortunately.
It's interesting. I'm curious. We'll have to do our research.
Yeah. So anyway, she fucking rides his Segway scene and ends with him giving her she gives him her number, pretty much, even though he doesn't have a cell phone. We'll get into that shortly. She also mentioned she will see him at the mall employee party, I guess, at the off-brand Applebee's nearby.
Oh my God.
This off-brand Applebee's appears to be in another mall, but it's never explained, so fuck it, right? Fuck it, I can't... You flat earth butt muncher. You fucking rackin' frackin' varmint. You daughter of the American Revolution. Blart shows up.
I don't apologize for my parentage.
Blart shows up to the party in a ridiculous leather jacket with like a bunch of rivets in it, but he quickly ditches it, so I don't know what the point of that was. He finds Wig Girl and puts in like 9 pieces of gum to go talk to her.
God.
I don't know. Paul tries to make nice with Wig Girl, but the weird jerky pen salesman comes up right away and spoils it. Pen guy is also like super misogynist towards her, sending her off to get a drink, which she just kind of does. Like, she is just nothing. She's just... Her role in this movie could just be Blart's woman. Like, that could be it. She has no one has a personality except for Paul Blart and kind of one of the villains and kind of this pen guy.
Speaking of which, I legally renamed my wife Blart's woman. I just filed the proceedings today.
Man, of all the things you've ever done to her, that might be the worst.
Broken thumbs, Blart's woman, toss up.
So the pen guy tells Blart that he and Wig Girl are together, and Blart needs to recognize and back the fuck off. But like, this adds nothing. But it just makes everybody look bad. But they like insist on pushing it, and I don't know why, because it never goes anywhere. Like, Paul Blart is the human version. He's the equivalent of the term comedy of errors. His whole life is a mistake. We don't need further reinforcement that he sucks. Like, that's the whole movie, is just him sucking and then eventually getting lucky enough to save the world. So this movie could have been 40
again, you
minutes
say
long.
Save the world. I don't... That can't really... No.
You don't...
Larry, he doesn't save the world. He can't save the world.
Are you sure?
No. No,
you don't
can't.
think there's missiles underneath this wall, Isaac?
If there's missiles under this world, I will...
Be careful. Let me just stop you. Be careful what you're about to say you will do.
I will suck all the dicks in Camden.
It's a lot of dicks.
I know, and they're very filled with syphilis.
Oh, just like me. Hey. So now we get a nacho eating contest between Blart and a gigantic man who is just showing up now. Out of nowhere. That apparently Blart knows despite never being introduced to him before. The audience never being introduced to him. And this is like 25 minutes into the movie at this point. So by now we should have met all the characters pretty much. And like this super duper fat man will be in the rest of the movie. And I don't know who he is. He just shows up eating nachos. While eating the nachos, Blart drinks some of the rookie's lemonade, not realizing it is in actuality a pitcher of margarita. We cut to typical drunken movie antics. We get a little montage of Blart sloppily wandering around, messing with people and being incapable of being normal because he's hammered. He makes a fool of himself with Wig Girl, telling her essentially that he told his mom that the two of them were destined to be together. Despite this being the most awkward thing to happen in the entire history of courting, she will, of course, be in love with him by the end of this movie. Because there is no God, and hell is real.
Well, yeah.
You...
Have you no penance for your sins?
What? No, I regret being alive every day, but I also regret nothing. It's a deep, insane paradox.
Have fun in hell.
I'll see you there, you piece of shit. Right. You fucking smallpox blanket.
I'll be licking
fucking low-budget Alex Jones. You anal wingnut. You baby-eating shoe fencer.
Baby-eating shoe fencer.
Blart drunkenly dances and ends up on the karaoke stage making a fool of himself before he falls out a window. Back at home, the family once again tries to console Blart for once again fucking up his entire life purely by existing. We once again get another food-based joke when they talk about sloppy joes. I see you in the back of that meeting, Adam Sandler. Then Blart goes to check his computer for matches on the dating site, and once again, no matches. So yeah, we've hit all 3 points of the Blart at home checklist. Thanks for this unnecessary scene. He plays some sad music on a tape deck and stares longingly at the receipt from Unbelievable before starting to cry. Doesn't put on the wig. Obviously, I would never endorse suicide, but if this movie ended right now with Blart hanging himself in the closet, I would not be broken up about it because, oh my god, there is an hour of this left.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, and Blart drunkenly got a tattoo of the Loch Ness Monster as a tramp stamp.
Oh boy, who wouldn't?
I don't care. God, it's Black Friday in the mall. We see a bunch of vaguely suspicious characters setting up the big Santa's village at the center of the mall. More on that later. Blart goes to talk to Wig Girl and apologizes for being an absolute weirdo. He says that alcohol turns to sugar right away in the blood and gets him zunk as a skunk instantly. He asks her not to write him off as a lunatic, and she says they can text once she gets back from the bank. Of course, Blart doesn't have a cell phone, however, as he doesn't like all this technology. He, quote, prefers face-to-face interaction or a nice handwritten sentiment. Cut to our rant from a cowgirl story about how Bowser Netflix feels about that whole fucking line of reasoning. Blart can't afford a phone since he's a fucking mall cop, so the kiosk guy offers Paul to take his daughter's cell phone instead. The daughter is apparently being punished for bringing her skeezy boyfriend Bahood around and going over her minutes. We'll get to that later.
Oh, God, I forgot about minutes.
Yeah. This remember, it was a couple episodes ago. Oh, man, it was a while ago now, I think, actually. We talked about cell phones and, like, how they're portrayed in movies throughout the years. And this is a bad one. We'll get to it.
It's very easy to make it feel dated.
Oh my god, it's so like we'll get to it in once the heist begins. Spoiler, heist.
And just a quick throw out. One of the best shows to handle it was Sherlock. The BBC. Just the way they handled text showing up on screen, and it wasn't like the format wasn't like an iPhone text or an Android text. It was like its own thing, but it populated on screen. It was just kind of background info, but you also could digest it. Like, just, it was beautiful, perfect handling of that.
And it looked like it'd be modern for any time period.
Yes. It still seems modern, even though those episodes are like 8 years old.
Yeah.
But almost every other movie, TV show handling text or any kind of smartphone screen is just horrible.
Yeah,
and just gets it completely wrong.
I didn't talk about the actual phone at any point, so I'll just mention it here that we're talking about it more. The phone is like a bedazzled, basically like the BlackBerry style phone where you'd slide half of it up and the keyboard's underneath. So, which I mean, yeah, like that was a period in history where that was super popular. I had one of those.
And this came out in 2009. I guess that was like...
Yeah,
that was reasonable for that age.
Yeah, like that was not. I'm sure at the time that was perfectly modern because I had a phone like I had two phones like that. I think. And it would be around that time period, I think.
And smartphones weren't really ubiquitous until like 2011, 2012. That's when pretty much everyone had one.
Like it's appropriate for the times, but again, like it is so dated, and the way they handle it is even worse. And we'll get to that in a little bit.
That's funny.
So outside, two of the Santa's Village guys are bringing in a big crate through one of the back doors. Do you want to guess right now? We're going to find out like in 5 minutes. But you want to guess right now what's in that crate, Isaac?
Cell phones.
Okay, that's fine. That's your guess?
I guess, yeah, sure.
Okay, good. It's like a crate that like museum guys would carry in a sarcophagus in. It's like a bit bigger than human size. It could fit 2 regular sized humans or 1.5 Paul Blarts.
So cell phones or King Tut.
Okay, all right. So they're bringing this big crate to one of the back doors. Another one of the lazy security guards tells them to stop, but the one guy kicks the chair out from under him and tells him to get lost, which the guard just does because, again, he has essentially no power. Inside, Blart runs into the super duper fat guy for the nacho eating contest, who offers Paul a bottle of Devil's Crotch hot sauce. He's offering hot sauce to Paul Blart, who only needed 2 bites of jalapeno nachos to have to drink an entire pitcher of margaritas to cool his mouth. That makes a lot of sense, and he's definitely going to use that to save the world later. The Santa crew is getting nefarious heist music as we see them getting more and more dastardly and are clearly up to something. Another dumb pen guy scene with Wig Girl in the mall, in the bank, which is the bank's in the mall, as he pimps a pen to her while Rookie looks on. Blart does a favor for the owner of the arcade by closing up while the guy goes to the bank too. The arcade has a poster hanging up for The Sims 2, a video game which is impossible to play in an arcade, which bothered me way more than I care to admit. Blart ends up playing some not real game where you run on a treadmill in a mock triathlon. Believe it or not, he does incredibly poorly. Anything to make a fat guy jump around so he can see his fucking titties flop about. Blart then picks up a Guitar Hero controller and plays along to Detroit Rock City, the only thing of value Kiss has ever produced. Kiss is a shitty band. They have shitty songs. I don't know why anyone thought they worship Satan. They're a bunch of old Jews, which is not a bad thing, just the truth. But Detroit Rock City is their only song of any value.
Mini Kiss is the best.
That's true. I often forget they exist because this world is insane enough as is. So in the mall, the obvious heisters shed their uniforms and pull out guns, rousting everyone from the mall. So what was your guess? What was in the crates, Isaac?
Cell phones or King Tut?
Skateboards and mini bikes.
What?
Skateboards and mini bikes. The goons use skateboards and mini bikes to get around. On one hand, it is kind of smart because the mall is rather large. So it's, there's a mall, there's 2 malls near where we grew up. And I mean, to walk from one end to the other would take, 5 to 10 minutes. So it makes sense to use that to get around this mall that you couldn't drive through. And it's all hard, solid floor. So it's a fairly sensible way to cover a lot of ground. On the other hand, it's the goddamn stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. It's like watching a group of Powerpuff Girl villains commit a heist. Yeah, I get, okay, it makes sense on paper, but God, is it dumb.
And you're breaking into the mall overnight. Do you really need to be saving 5 minutes?
Well, that's the thing, Isaac. They start the heist when the mall is full of people.
Why? No, why?
I don't,
what?
This
no.
heist
no.
is completely nonsensical, and we're going to talk about
why?
They wrap it up in a way that it works in the end, but
no, they don't.
The choices made on the heist are completely nonsensical, and I do not understand. This is not even the Larry Beard School of Villainy advertisement, but a brain-dead monkey could do a better job at this.
This is like putting your dick in a cup of orange juice.
You fucking
why?
Broken dreamed clown. You finger-breaking wife hater. You Sonic the Hedgehog denier.
I broke her fingers because she deserved it.
Fucking absolute Clem Fandango. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I won't deny that.
The goons kick out the security guards and get all the people out of the mall, except for the ones in the bank, which of course includes rookie, wig girl, super duper fat guy, and pen salesman. I've seen this movie twice, and I'm still not 100% on the plan, but like I said, we'll get to that as we go along. So, as a goon orders everyone in the bank onto the ground, he tosses a gun to the rookie. Gasp! The rookie was in on it the entire time.
Oh, and no!
In fact, he reveals to Wig Girl that he's the leader of the gang.
Oh.
A bunch of cops show up and surround the place. Blart gets finished with his rock band game and gets a call on the cell phone. Turns out it's Pahood, the ex-boyfriend of the girl whose phone he has. They have an awkward exchange where Pahood assumes that Blart is in the middle of fucking the girlfriend right now. Pahood is the only thing in this movie vaguely amusing, mostly because his delivery is pretty funny, but they kind of ruin it right away because he reveals that he knows Blart is at the mall because he was tracking his ex-girlfriend's phone, and just stalking is not okay. Kids, let's not make that a joke.
Yeah.
Fucking A. God damn it.
It's only funny to stalk Paul McCartney.
Didn't he get murdered? No, that's John Lennon.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. He got murdered.
Wrong beat. Wait, did Paul McCartney get murdered?
Yeah, next week. I got it. I got it covered.
Allegedly,
I'm taking
this
care
is
of
a
it.
joke. This is a comedy. I almost said sitcom.
No, I'm going to murder Paul McCartney.
I Larry Beard, claimed no knowledge of Isaac Early's plans and no association with his organization or crimes anyway.
Stop denying it. You mailed me the hot dog I'm going to shoot him with. You
kiss-stealing pig fucker. Shut the fuck up. You black teeth preacher of inequity. So,
if you like titty fuck a pig, does that make you a pig fucker?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't, because it's not an orifice. I would argue that in court.
So Blart is segwaying around the empty mall. I can't do this with you. Still oblivious to what's going on. In the bank, Evil Rookie reveals the plan as he gives the orders to his subordinates. The subordinates, by the way, all have the names of Santa's reindeer, but they are literally 100% interchangeable, so I won't be referring to them by name. The goons have no personality whatsoever. Their plan, and again, I'm still not entirely sure what this plan is, but they're going to steal credit card codes, I think.
What?
I genuinely don't know how the hell it works. They're like bringing the codes back to the bank so that Evil Rookie can drain those accounts from the bank. I don't know if I'm an idiot and this is simple and I just missed a chunk of this plan both times, or if it's needlessly complicated to lead to an inevitable standoff scene, but it's probably some combination of both.
It sounds like nonsense.
The two of the goons head out to get the codes from credit card machines in the store, and they write the numbers on their arms in invisible ink, which not you have to look at a blacklight to see. It's not Harry Potter invisible ink. It's real life invisible ink, which you can see under a blacklight. So
if you'd have a card, you need the expiration date and the security code on the back.
Well, this is 2009. I don't know if it's different.
You would need that stuff still.
I don't think they're stealing credit card information. I think they're stealing the sales of the day. I don't know. It's never really explained. They just say credit card codes over and over, and these goons are going into the stores, writing them down on their arms in invisible ink, and question mark step 4 profit. I don't know.
Utter nonsense.
It's just a MacGuffin to have Paul Blart have the advantage over them later. So whatever. The cops try to break in, but the goons have motion sensors and bombs at every door to keep the cops out. Evil Rookie tries to take the hostages' phones, but Wig Girl stashes hers in her pussy or whatever, I don't know. The cops try to negotiate but do a piss-poor job in a very unfunny scene. So Blart eventually runs into two goons who chase him down with guns drawn. He manages to escape by, turning a corner. I have no goddamn idea how it works. He, turns around the corner when they're chasing him. The camera, angle changes so that it's him around the corner, and the goons are just gone. They're just hey, you turned a corner. I guess he died.
Hey, the segway can corner tight.
The second he's out of their sight, like video game bad guys, they go back to their boss and was like, there's somebody else here. We didn't chase him, though. So, I don't know. He goes to leave the mall, but as he rolls out, he spies Wig Girl's car and realizes she must be a hostage inside still. So he rolls heroically back inside. His guard supervisor and the lead cop try to get him to leave, but he espouses an oath he took to protect the mall, which is not a real oath, but one that he printed out and glued to his wall, because it's one joke. It's one fucking joke. How does this keep happening to me? You bowling alley lot with lizard. You witch's brew of fat and shame. You Donald Trump Jr.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Suck my dick. You stinky narwhal's daughter. So, so Blart texts Wig Girl asking if she's still in the mall. And like we said, this movie is still on the early side of texting not being normalized. So, like, as he's typing it, he's reading the entire message aloud and even finishes it by saying, send, at the end. He's like, Amy, are you still in the mall? Send! It's so stupid.
Yeah,
he gets chased by two goons, ending up in oh my god, first of all, the dog just fucking, I think he just shat his dog pants. Because, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick. Jesus.
Why does the dog have pants?
You bastard. Oh god, that's horrendous. So this store, I'm gonna vomit.
You're just choking on dog farts over there.
It's awful. Oh god. So this store, it's like a clothing store, but like the display, not every display, but like there's a pillar in the middle of it that just has like a bunch of legs sticking out of it at weird angles. Like imagine, okay, so everybody knows Harry Potter, right? That's a thing that people like, I assume. So
yeah, probably.
Harry Potter has platform 9 3/4, which is a solid wall you can just walk into. So imagine that this pillar was the portal to 9 3/4, and 15 people jumped into it at the same time, and halfway through it turned solid again. So it's just their legs sticking out in like mid-jump.
Is that what happens in this movie?
No. That's just what I'm trying to describe what the display looks like. Like the pillar, it's just a bunch of like legs sticking out of it, like looking like they jumped into the pillar.
That's weird, though.
It's very well. Here's why they do it: because to escape, Blart like crams himself into the heating duct with his legs sticking out. So he just looks like another pair of legs that are sticking out of the store at random places.
I can't handle this anymore.
You can't? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't handle it? You fucking egg-sunking moon man? You bespectacled lard slurper?
Hey, lard is delicious. I'll defend it until the day I die.
They catch on when his stomach rumbles, so he like crawls further into the Jeffries. They stab him through the vents. They like snap. It's a girl goon and a guy goon. They stab him like they break off like a pipe and are stabbing him through the vent. And as he's like trying to escape, his fat ass breaks the vents, which causes one goon to just leave. He just runs away for some reason. And then Blart knocks out the other with his fat ass, which, by the way, is the only female goon, and she's knocked out immediately, contributing nothing.
Does Paul Blart have a dump truck of an ass?
Paul Blart is a large, fat man. Yes. Yeah. He's a huge man. That's the joke, believe it or not.
Okay. I'd fuck him.
Also, he manages, he figures out the invisible ink on the arms thing. She's got, a blacklight on her necklace, and he, figures, I don't know. I just don't understand this needlessly complicated plan. All right. So the goons are getting annoyed that a mall cop has gotten one over them, which, by the way, they don't know it's Blart. They just know it's a mall cop. They argue about how to proceed and end up locking up every entrance to the mall, which I'm not entirely sure why they haven't done yet already. But again, this plan is moronic. Outside, the SWAT team finally arrives. The leader of the SWAT team is the one guy from Ant-Man. He's the ex-wife's new husband, which I only bring that up because it took me both watchings and to the literal last scene of this movie the second time before I remembered who the hell this guy was and came back to write this paragraph because every time I looked at his face, I'm like, I know that guy from somewhere. So I don't know. He is out of the roles, but that's the one I know him from. I'm going to call him SWAT Man because fuck it.
Fair enough.
SWAT Man rolls over the cops and the head of mall security in order to take charge of the scene, and his whole bit is that he's a big jerk. Inside, Blart has some unfunny physical gags as he tries to James Bond sneak his way around to get eyes on the hostages at the bank. While looking at them, he manages to have weird romantic talk into his radio while he's looking at Wig Girl, because that's what comedy is. Outside, SWAT guy overhears this and grabs the radio away from lead security guard. Now, I haven't brought up lead security guard yet because he hasn't mattered. Because he's in one scene for a literal 2 seconds. Now all of a sudden he matters immensely. Because he is the only guy that Blart will talk to pretty much. He's the head of the security guards in the mall, which, so he's the fucking blind leading the blind, essentially. Just
okay.
An unqualified, age 60s old guy who's just that Blart knows. That's it. SWAT guy recognizes Blart as the fat loser they used to abuse in high school. SWAT guy tells Blart to stand the fuck down. Blart basically ignores him and has to talk to lead security guard again, but is denied. So Blart instead calls lead security guard on his cell. I don't know why they bothered with this. I just don't, like, it's just all padding, because this is a 5-minute joke. This is an SNL sketch they made a movie out of. This keeps happening. This keeps happening. I'm so tired of it. I don't want you to take your fucking stupid head and dump it into a vat of acid. You cum-soaked scrubbing bubble. You butterscotch butt plug. You twice pickled canary. I fucking hate you. So Blart sneaks into the bank with more unfunny shtick and spies that Rookie is the leader of the goons before getting chased by a skateboard goon into a tanning booth. The goon turns the booth on and Barth, I called him Barth. Blart gets sprayed down by orange tanning goo before jumping out and beating the goon to what I'm going to assume is death using the door of the tanning bed. He, like, pushes the guy into the tanning bed and then, like, beats him with the tanning bed, like, over and over and over, which would definitely kill him if this wasn't Paul Blart. He sees more of the numbers on the arms, and he, like, puts protective goggles on the guy so he doesn't die. Because nobody dies in Paul Blart, believe it or not.
Of course not. Yeah, no.
Couldn't get that lucky. So I guess he's not dead, but, like, he just hammers this guy with his tanning bed. It would have definitely killed him in real life. So I'm breezing by this, but Paul Blart and a goon have a sword fight through the malls, the hallways of the mall, using a baton and a stuffed animal, while the goon is on a skateboard and Blart is on a segway. It's the dumbest thing in the world.
I'm tapping out, Larry.
You're tapping. I'm tapping out. Fucking.
I'm a twice pickled canary. I can't handle
Mark Anthony's wee-wee. You fucking horchata in the nighttime. You lint brush for butts. Blart and two goons end up fighting in an elevator where he throws one out to what I assume is his death. The other one he fight up onto the roof where the goon hits him with a skateboard upside the head, manages to steal the phone, threatening to kill Wig Girl now that he sees Blart has been messaging her. The goon does a skateboard jump from the roof of one building to another, and we get a scene where Blart heroically segway jumps himself over the same jump, getting the jump on a goon, and clotheslining him through a glass window down into the ball pit from earlier, which I think I mentioned. There's a big ball pit. He then headbutts the goon and eliminates yet another threat. Around the back of the building, oh my god. Around the back of the building, Blart's daughter she walks in. She fucking walks in. Are you serious?
In the middle of the night?
This mall is under siege. And she walks in just through a door. Like, she has a badge because she's Blart's daughter. He gave her a badge, I guess. And, like, the motion sensors, the goons spot her immediately. But I guess she gets through the fucking police somehow.
What?
I don't know. The goons get her, they interrogate her, and she manages to keep her relationship to Blart a secret. Blart himself rolls past the Hallmark store and tries to get in to get Wig Girl a card because today is her birthday. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Who cares? Blart tries to ram the doors down, but bounces off of him like a fat buffoon because that's the joke.
Makes sense.
We get some dumb back and forth with Evil Rookie and his goons here. SWAT man calls, and he and Evil Rookie have a typical negotiator-criminal conversation. SWAT guy tells them they can do this the easy way, the hard way, blah, blah, blah. Evil Rookie rejects it and has banter. This is important for later, so remember it. Just keep that in mind. Blart does, like, the patch himself up scene with, like, Bruce Willis wrapping up his feet in Die Hard. But it's Paul Blart putting a Hello Kitty sticker on a tiny arm boo-boo. Ha 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 ha.
It's not funny.
Ha ha ha. We then get a suiting up montage as Blart goes around the mall to dramatic music as he prepares for his final showdown with the last, like, 4 or 5 goons. I don't know. Wig Girl texts him as she overhears that Evil Rookie plans to take the money and hostages to the Cayman Islands. This must be the worst review ever. I'm so sorry. You can fuck yourself, Isaac. You fucking Hamburglar's prison bitch. Fucking Toddy the pig boy. Shut your goddamn mouth. I'm apologizing to the viewers.
I'm sorry I gave you such a good movie to review that it's hard to poke holes in it.
You fucking make-believe holiday mascot. Shut your stupid idiot mouth. Sorry to the listeners. This review must be awful. So Blart gets all suited up and gets on the intercom system to have his showdown speech with Evil Rookie. In the middle of it, he passes out from his hypoglycemia.
Fuck.
While delirious, he grabs a lint-covered lollipop from the ground and dramatically eats it for a sugar rush. Because, yeah, that's what we needed to see.
That's the high drama of the movie. He's licking a dirty lollipop.
You demoralized Bronco Buster. Blart lures the remaining goons all into the Rainforest Cafe. If you don't know what that is, just look it up. I'm not explaining it. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm so tired. Evil Rookie leaves a single goon behind with the hostages and goes to kill Blart himself with the rest of the goon army. Blart is hiding in fake trees and vines and manages to take out 3 of the goons with silly Scooby-Doo traps. And if you think that I'm kidding, one of those traps is a scuba tank that he shoots into a man's crotch while saying the words "scuba dooby doo," which technically is almost clever.
Come on. I can't anymore.
Eventually, he sets up a trap in the kitchen that causes an explosion, which I'm pretty sure would actually kill the man standing in the kitchen who finds it. But because it's Paul Blart, of course, he's fine.
Right. No consequences.
Right. Evil Rookie and Blart come face to face, and Blart lets it slip he knows about the Cayman Islands thing. So Evil Goon, eventually they get separated. Evil Goon confronts the hostages, and Pen Guy gives up that Wig Girl has the phone. Blart deals with the last goon with a combination of a tiny toy robot and hockey gear. I can't believe this is still going. I can't. This is still going. There's like 20 minutes left.
Jesus. This is the high action scene, and there's 20 minutes left? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this movie?
Are you kidding me? Have you not been listening to me? Are you Ninja Turtles waffle maker. Fucking, Blart gets a call from Evil Rookie who taunts him that he has the daughter and Wig Girl. He learned about the daughter because he saw Blart's dating profile, so he can make fun of that and use that to tie up a storyline too. Evil Goon goes out to the mall proper to confront Blart, who rolls around the corner on the segway and gets shot a crap load of times by Evil Goon. However, this is, of course, not Blart, but a dummy he put in the hockey gear. I don't know enough about how segways work to whether to confirm or deny you can set it to moving without a human being on it. And frankly, I don't care. I'm just happy that the segway is now out of this movie. That's the last scene with the segway. And I wrote down here to talk about the guy who drove it off a cliff, but we already mentioned that. It's just, I don't know if that's poetic justice, but I'm going to call it poetic justice.
It definitely is.
The worst part, too, is the guy, he was trying to be, like, polite and let a woman pass him because he's on a fucking Segway, and he polited himself to his death.
See, this is what makes me believe that there is a God. Because why else would that happen?
There's definitely a Satan, if nothing else. Evil Rookie runs back to the bank and finds Super Duper Fat Guy, the one from the notch weeding contest, being lifted via rope by Blart into the ceiling. Of course, that doesn't work because the man is so super duper fat that Blart can't possibly do it, and it all goes tits up. It's here I realize the dumbest part of this movie, and I can't believe it didn't occur to me before. At no point has Paul Blart taken a gun. He has fought 7 bad guys and defeated them all, and at least 4 of them had guns. Some of them don't. Some of them are like karate bad guys, which, who cares? It doesn't matter. Whatever. But at least 4 of them have guns. He's defeated them all and has never taken a gun. And his plan is to distract Evil Rookie with the Segway dummy. But, like, getting these hostages out, no point would that be as fast as he thinks it is. Like, it's so dumb.
Yeah, just why would you not take the gun of the person you bested? Even if you don't intend to use it, but just as a threat.
He could have taken every gun, armed all the hostages, and all they had to do was point it at the Evil Rookie, and they probably would have defeated. But you know,
and also just to get the gun away from the bad guys, so they can't use it again after they wake up.
Every time he defeats them, he like ties them up or locks them in a room. I mean, like, I just didn't bother mentioning it because who cares? They never show up again. Once Paul Blart defeats a goon, they're done. They're basically dead. Like, it's not worth bringing up how he like ties them all up.
Sure.
So everyone falls out of the ceiling while they were trying to escape from Evil Rookie. Evil Rookie here demands the phone from the codes in it, with the codes in it from Blart, who has been texting all the codes on the arms to somebody. I don't care.
What?
Blart says he doesn't have the phone with him, but suddenly Pahood calls, because of course Pahood calls. Evil Rookie demands the phone again and insults Blart a bunch, much like the last hour and 15 minutes of the movie. Blart throws Evil Rookie the phone, but as Evil Rookie catches it, Blart whips out the Devil's Crotch hot sauce from an hour ago, which he just has in a holster instead of a gun. and squirts it across the room into Evil Rookie's eye. Evil Rookie falls over, and Blart celebrates making the shot without actually doing anything. And Evil Rookie just, like, is in pain for 10 seconds and then is back to normal. And it's like, Blart even says, like, probably should have capitalized on that one. So, we get the dumb... I can't believe I'm saying this. And, like, okay, I understand this is a movie. It's, for all intents and purposes, a family movie. But this is the dumbest thing. Like, how can this not break immersion, even for a child? So, Blart squirts him in the eye with the hot sauce. He instead of capitalizing on that moment, he lets the goon just get back up. Evil Rookie's back up and, like, okay again. And Evil Rookie takes the wig girl and the daughter and just leaves. He just leaves. He doesn't kill Blart. He doesn't even tie Blart up. He just runs away. Like, Blart is, like, seconds behind him. Right after. Kill Paul Blart! Kill Paul Blart! Kill Paul Blart!
That would end the movie.
He already tried to kill him in the last scene! Just do it now! It just pissed me off. So, like, he doesn't tie him up. He doesn't throw him into the vault. He doesn't do anything. He's like, oh, well, I guess see ya. And just leaves.
Yeah. Just the
plug him in the fucking head. You just did it a second ago.
The climax of every James Bond movie. I'm going to tell you everything, all my evil secrets, and then ignore you.
But no, at least in Bond movies, they try to cut him in half with a laser, and Bond just fucking uses his big cock to get himself out. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of Bond movies. He gets himself out of it, but, like, he's at least in the laser trap.
True, yeah.
So, oh my God. Blart chases Evil Goon and the hostages outside where Evil Rookie gets... Evil Rookie, whatever. Evil Rookie gets into a van. I would question why there's no police presence here, but we actually get an explanation for that in a minute, so I'll save it. I'll save the rant. In this instance, it actually does make sense why. It just takes 5 minutes to explain. So I'll let it slide. The SWAT team is about to bust into the mall when Blart busts out, driving the van he smashed up earlier. It's back to me in the silver van, so I guess the editor fucking remembered what his job was. SWAT man seems to have some newfound respect for Blart, so he hops into the van with him and the two of them speed off after Evil Rookie and the hostages. Blart calls Bahood to have him use his creepy stalker GPS to track Evil Rookie, who has the phone. We get generic car chase stuff here that's not worth mentioning, really. Eventually, Blart gets on top of his van to try and jump on top of Evil Rookie's van, but he misses because he's a fat turd, and instead runs on foot to hop a fence to get to the airport, where Evil Rookie is heading, which I guess is going to cut him off. I guess, I don't care. Evil Goon arrives, is about to get on a plane when Blart attacks him. The two of them fight, and Blart fakes another hypoglycemia attack to get one over on Evil Rookie, handcuffing and defeating him. Huzzah! But suddenly, SWAT guy appears on the scene and reveals that, oh no, he's been a secret villain all along. So, I guess that's why Evil Rookie is able to escape on the van, because the SWAT guy left an opening. Like, okay, fine. I had like half of a rant down for that when they when it gets explained. It's like, okay, fine, sure, whatever. They actually they even have, and I didn't catch it the first time I watched the movie, but like Evil Rookie's even talking to somebody on the phone. They don't reveal who, but like it's just while he's running with the wig girl and the daughter that he's like talking to somebody and all his goons are basically dead. So, SWAT man has a gun on Blart and demands the cell phone with the codes. Blart destroys the phone so that SWAT man can get the codes, but SWAT man reminds Blart that he's SWAT man, and because he has the goons in custody, he has the codes on their arms already, which I guess the invisible ink was how they were hiding their secret plan from the rest of the SWAT team should they get captured. I don't fucking know. This heist is so needlessly complicated.
Ocean's 14.
Why does it have to be like it doesn't? It's just to set up these dramatic moments where like Blart has information, but then at the end they don't need that. They have it already, so it's meaningless. Totally meaningless.
Almost like it was poorly written.
Also, if SWAT man and Evil Rookie were in cahoots, why were they like talking to each other on the phone? Like, we're enemies, grr. Because I mean, like, yeah, okay, SWAT man's surrounded by other guys, so he has to play it cool. Like, he can't just reveal, like, I'm a secret villain. But Evil Rookie is, like, on his own with just his own goons, who are certainly in the know. So, like, why is he playing the other side? Like, why don't they have code? Why did they do this better? The Larry Beard School of Villainy is now accepting applicants for 2021 through the end of February. Sign up now. Please.
We need to register that domain.
Yeah, seriously. It's so dumb. Oh, man. You fucking sheep-herding prostitute scrubber. You blue-eyes white dragon.
I need to clean the prostitutes.
Oh, man. So
they gotta be fresh.
SWAT man is about to shoot them all, but we see the lead cop and lead security guard have arrived, and lead security guard dramatically shoots the gun at a SWAT man's hand, saving the day. So in the end, our hero, Paul Blart, still needed someone to save his ass. The generic leader of the SWAT, or the security guards, who, like, I don't even think, no, he gets a name, but I mean, he's just this guy. It's like, why does he get the redemption at the end? He's not, I don't know. Man, we get our final scene. Go ahead.
Has Paul Blart done anything of consequence? I mean, I guess he's rallied up a couple of goons.
He has bested every single one of the goons, except for SWAT man.
Okay.
Like, it's not like he defeated like 2 or 3 by happenstance, but he did beat the rest of them. It's incredibly stupid, but he did do it.
Right, okay.
Because like, the SWAT team is never in the mall until this, like, we never see them in the mall. So he does it all himself. Yeah. It's just weird that he doesn't get the fine. I don't know. It's who cares? It's like, we're at the end, it's not about Paul Blart. We're redeeming all security guards, all mall cops everywhere. Like, this is one for the boys back home. But the rest of them spend the entire movie not giving a fuck. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Our final scene, everybody's reconciling. Blart and Wig Girl have their dramatic kiss and love moment where Blart gives her the birthday card he stole from Hallmark. This whole romance... So Paul Blart meets her. Let's go through the whole thing. Paul Blart meets her. He's weird and awkward, but she finds that endearing. They go to a party. He drunkenly hits on her by talking about his mother. He falls through a window, drunk as a skunk. He sees her the next day. She's like, yeah, sure, text me or whatever. And then she's a hostage in a mall texting him because he's the only one whose number she has. Or she's the only one whose number he has, excuse me. And, like, he's kind of heroic in a way that's unrelated to her. And then at the end, she's just in love with him. I mean, yeah, he goes back into the mall to be a hero because she's in there, but, like, there's no scene where there's no Luke and Leia where he dramatically rescues her and they have a dramatic kiss. You know, I know they're brother and sister, but still, I mean, like, bear with me. Like, that right, yeah. Romance seed is planted because Luke Skywalker comes in and dramatically rescues Princess Leia from Death Star, which is this, you know, big enemy bad guy space ball. And
sure,
like, they have time together. Paul Blart and Wig Girl are, like, not in too many scenes together because most of this movie is heist.
Right, yeah. Or like Titanic, where DiCaprio pulls Kate Winslet off the back of the ship and, like, stops her from killing herself. Like, you have that moment of, like, heroism.
Yeah, like, yeah, Paul Blart, for everything I've said about him, he's definitely the hero of this movie. He beats a lot of goons, sure, in ridiculous and undeserved ways, but he does it.
But so there's not a heroic moment with the girl.
No, they're like, it's not Luke and Leia. They don't share dramatic scenes together. She's a hostage the entire time after the heist begins.
That's silly.
Yeah, it's, like, really undeserved. And at the very end, I'll get to a little more about that. But the lead cop tells Blart if he ever wants to become a state trooper again, lead cop will give him an automatic pass. But Blart turns it down to stay a security guard mall cop. And thank God it's finally over.
Of course.
You milquetoast ear humper. You sycophantic foot worshiper. You Russian thought crime. I'm out of names. That was my last one.
I have come in an ear or two in my day.
This was...
I'm lying. I haven't.
This was incredibly stupid. The plot is overly complex. The characters besides Blart are complete non-entities. Like, there's all these weird background character subplots that don't really go anywhere, and it's like one tiny thread that never gets pulled. We never follow that thread. Blart himself is totally unlikable. I don't want to see him win. It doesn't, like, he's like just a sad sack. And I'm so sick of, like, this just guy stuck in, just generic white guy who's, like, a loser stuck in this moment in time in life that, like, becomes a hero. It's so stupid.
Yes, yeah.
It's such a conceit. It's a conceit of every third movie. And I don't, like, okay, guy is a loser who becomes a hero. It's done to death and a half. If you want to do it, you have to do it well.
Yes, and also almost never do they earn it, really.
No, not really. I mean, yeah, Blart, like I said, he defeats a lot of people, but, like, he doesn't become a better person.
Yeah, has
really.
he developed as a character?
No, because Paul Blart 2 exists. He doesn't develop as a character at really all, because he starts off being overly serious about mall security and ends being a badass, air quotes, badass, overly serious mall security guard. So, like, what are you doing? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? Like, okay, the acting from everyone is completely bland and boring. I'll give Kevin James credit. He's not a bad actor per se. He just has garbage roles. And, like, he's an actor of a type that I don't give a fuck about. Like, he's fine acting-wise. I wouldn't say he's a bad actor. He's just not funny. He's a comedian who's not funny, which is a crime in itself.
That's what I had from the International Assassin movie. Like, he's serviceable, but not enjoyable.
The problem, too, is that Paul Blart is meant to be a bland, boring pile of shit. Like, as such, it's not like Kevin James can bring anything to the role, because there's no fucking role to bring to, basically.
Right.
The conceit of this movie is dumb and overdone from the word go. The heist is needlessly complicated. It falls apart under basic scrutiny. Why would they rob the mall in a way that the cops know immediately? Just stick around after hours. He's a security guard. Rookie is a guard. He's got a guard. He could just do this with no one there. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
I think you're peeling skin off your forehead.
I'm pretty upset. The Goons bring nothing to the table at all, as none of them but Evil Rookie get any screen time of value. Blart's power level and degree of competence seem to shift wildly from scene to scene. The over-reliance of the segway for jokes gets just so dull immediately, and they never stop. The love story is rushed and needless and undeserved. Blart's daughter is a terrible actress who adds nothing at all to this movie except extra stakes at the end, which aren't needed because he's already in the shit. He's already in Vietnam. You don't need to add another country in war. Fuck.
And Blart's daughter is played by Meryl Streep. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, it's a young Isaac Early.
Oh, okay.
The mall gags aren't particularly funny or interesting. Just nothing about the movie works. But I'll give it credit that it at least ties everything together. There's no dangling plot hooks. I mean, we get plot threads of, like, you could have done something with this, but you didn't. So they didn't start something and then abruptly end it. Mm-hmm. It's a complete movie from beginning to end. Excuse me. Besides the heist being needlessly complicated, like, it all lines up. Overall, and I know I've been yelling a lot and gnashing my teeth in anger, but it's a 2 out of 10. It suffers the most from just being terribly dull, predictable schlock. We had so much worse on the show, though. Like, it's a generic Sandler-level junk pile movie, and the reason it's such a piece of internet history is the memes. And like I said, it's just like the B-movie thing. Like, this has generated more interest because of the ridiculous level memes. Like, I forget already, I closed. It's like plop, blop, fart, mart, or whatever. You know.
Right, yeah.
It's just one of those movies the internet decided to latch onto. It's nothing special. It's nothing exciting. And you'll forget it the instant after you finish watching it. Like, it could have been much, like, I hated watching it, and it was stupid, but, like, it's not going to stick with me. It's done. It's over. It's out of my head. Like, that's it. After this review, it's all going to be good.
Right. It's not memorable like Leo the Lion or that fucking Mandy Moore movie. What the fuck was that called?
I could not watch A Cowgirl Story, for example, since I mentioned that earlier when we were talking about fucking Rant. I could not watch that and not be upset. I could watch Paul Blart and turn off my brain and just be like, oh, it's over? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... I'm angry because I'm talking about it, but, like, I could have very easily paid no attention to this.
Yeah, and I think that's how I felt with Christmas with the Prince, or whatever that movie was called, my Christmas movie, where, like, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I definitely didn't like it, but, like, if it was just a background Christmas movie, I wouldn't be, like, outraged and storming out of the room. Like, I'd be fine sitting there and watching it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Paul Blart. Like, it's just there. You only will get mad at it if you think about it, but it's very easy to not think about it. If that makes any sense.
I agree.
So, oh, and by the way, one last thing. At the start of Paul Blart 2, we find that his marriage to Wig Girl lasted exactly 6 days. Fuck you, Paul Blart Extended Universe. Fuck your ass.
I am so happy there's a Paul Blart Extended Universe. Are there manga?
Yeah. Yes. There's several K-pop groups based on Paul Blart.
Oh my god. Jesus, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Any final thoughts?
Those are my final thoughts. Like, really, it's just dumb. Man. Like, that's...
Yeah.
It is. It is, and it's done. It's far less interesting than it seemed. It's far less interesting than it seemed it would be for this show.
Well, I'm glad you had to watch it and not.
I'm very upset. Don't get me wrong, but I'll forget this. My hate for this will fade a lot quicker than my hate for everything else. Because how can you have an opinion about Paul Blart? It's impossible.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening, everybody. We love you. Make sure to stay tuned next week. I will be covering The Late Bloomer, which is a weird movie.
I'm not feeling great about my choice there.
There's stuff to talk about. It's a sex therapist who never went through puberty because of a tumor in his head and suddenly goes through puberty at the age of 30. So you can imagine there's going to be some stuff to talk about. It's okay. It's just pretentious. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah, it's going to be an odd episode, I think.
We're gonna get into the nitty-gritty, so stay tuned next week for The Late Bloomer. And in the meantime, we are the Bells of Netflix. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. TikTok. We might, we'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Email us, bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. Make sure to rate and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. Tell your friends, tell your family, hide your grandmother's medication until she listens to the goddamn podcast. If you need to break her knuckles and just, put us on repeat on her fucking iPhone, do what you need to do.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's easy to break arthritic knuckles. That's all I'm saying. It's just like a quick...
That technically is correct.
Just a twist.
Is the best kind of correct.
Yeah. Abuse your elders.
Do I get a letter from the AARP?
Oh, man, I already get letters from them. I'm only 40.
I get letters from them and my dead grandmother because I'm her estate. The executor of her estate. Even though she's several years dead now, they still send letters.
Jesus. That's an effective business model. They're not wasting money on postage.
Oh, God.
All right, stay tuned. We'll be here in your feed next Sunday. We love you. Thanks for listening.
Smell you later, you Prince Albert elbow piercings. You anal wingnuts. I'm out.